I got to call the Board of Education facility meeting to order at 7 o'clock on August 9th, 2017. Presidents myself, Terry, Lori, Kim, and you the guest?
I'm a guest, yeah.
Are you? Okay, guest, Superintendent, Kendall, and Leslie Jones as another guest. Okay, thank you.
No comments from the public?
Okay, thank you.
And there's no old business.
No old business, thank you. New business, phase 1 of construction update.
Okay. So, I wanted to see if we would go outside for a field trip at the facility before we get into any other business.
Being at 7:35.
Can we turn off the lights?
They're motion, aren't they?
Yeah, but they can.
Okay.
So Lori helped me. She put pictures together and some of them, and we'll talk about these a little bit. This is Bremen. So we're out here. The path's going out here. The new parking area is through here, and you'll see that as we move through it. This is our south parking lot. We had to put in a temporary access road, which will become part of the new road that brings us around the garage and back out for deliveries, because the building will be in this area.
We still have some decisions to make on whether we move the garage or make sure that we can get trucks in and out of there and not have semi stuff back there.
Our dock is right here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's where deliveries come in. So that's kind of what's going on. It's where we walked out to the field.
Did we talk about at one time the cafeteria getting bumped out at all?
Yeah, that'll be phase 3 right in that area. Right?
Oh, so that's right there. So that's,
Right.
okay. Never mind then. I was wondering how that was going to fit in there.
So this is the construction crew when they first started back in February. They started their move in, and they're just getting the equipment out there and basically mobilizing here at Bremen. And that's the temporary road to access the dock, which is over there. That's the area of the cafeteria over there. So basically they had to strip the area. We dug it down to allow for the detention for the upcoming buildings, because that has to be in place prior to any construction and approved by MWRD.
So some of phase 2 work has already started in phase 1.
Okay.
So a lot of the dirt's moved and in place, and the drainage is all set up.
And it's already in place.
When you said we did it, do we have our own heavy equipment? Diesel equipment? Or we?
No, we had outside companies did.
Yeah, this was all part of
Terry had a
private
shovel.
contracts.
Yes, sir.
So this is Bremen. It's hard to see it here now, but that's in stone after the excavation. This is the building pad here of the new field house. This is the new baseball field, or softball field rather. And that's just an aerial drone shot of it while it's still in progress.
Okay.
This is the guys putting on the turf. I told you, Mark, see how the turf comes out?
Oh, yeah,
No
sure, okay.
graphics, there's no hash marks, there's no numbers. And then this is what they call the sewing crew. They come in and sew all the carpet together, get it laid down, and then you can barely see the shock pad here, and that's the stone. So the next crew will come in and start cutting in all the graphics and numbers. Once again, same deal, the sewing crew is there. We met out here with some of the kids and then showed off the pad to them and got their feelings on what they thought, and they were pretty excited about it. We were all there. Shining this wall. This is the new pole vault. You can see it there. We had to relocate that. And that's basically the field going in now. They started putting in the numbers and the graphic in the middle. The end zones aren't done yet. And of course, that's the gym, which I think they did a great job on those and looked good.
Hillcrest?
Oh yeah, here's Hillcrest. This is Hillcrest in the early stages. They were digging out the football field for the detention for that building. And it's pretty similar on all the buildings. The good soil that we needed to build the building pads was transported from there to here and compacted in to prepare for phase 2.
Okay.
Once again, they're excavating, stripping the black dirt out of Hillcrest and hauling it away. We hauled thousands of truckloads out of each field.
Are we going like every 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Still hauling, same kind of thing. We made provisions to cross the track without damaging it. We put in 1-inch thick plates so we wouldn't have to remediate the track. We didn't want to put patches in it.
Okay.
And this is this product's called Storm Tech. It's like a dome-shaped chamber where the water is stored underground, so it's released at a rate acceptable to MWRD stream, and that's all required so you don't cause flash flooding downstream when you take away permeable spaces and replace them with roofs and parking lots and stuff. So that's why that's all required.
So the other 3 buildings have rock,
Right.
and the water fills in between the rock and then gets dumped out. Hillcrest is the only one with the...
And it's only because this was more economical for this campus because of the elevations of the outlets, because we wanted gravity flow. So we didn't have that in the other areas, so we had to go shallower.
So is that gonna be above ground all the time? Or?
No, that's buried.
It's buried. Okay.
It's buried under Hillcrest football field.
Gotcha. There you go.
So here's Hillcrest. The sewing crew is in. They're putting down the turf, as you've seen at the other slides from Brevin. And now the next crew is out, and they're starting to cut in the numbers and the hash marks and the lettering and that. And that's pretty much
That's
the
Nice, wow.
complete deal
It's
there.
really nice.
I mean, they're still working on it, but that's what they're doing. That's the chrome rubber here that they then installed into the field. And this is our temporary access from 100 and whatever
71st.
it is, yeah, north of
73rd.
I know. Yeah.
173rd.
And then there's Hillcrest. This is the building pad here. So it works out pretty well with the whole thing, that it'll flow.
So they're going to have a cement wall in right field of their baseball field.
Right field will be the wall of the
field house.
Of the field house, so the reverse green monster.
yeah.
Austin is in left and Hillcrest is in right.
But it's still further than the existing fence that they had.
Right. From home plate, it'll look like it's the fence.
Right,
but there'll
exactly.
There'll still be a fence in there.
Now, are their softball and baseball fields going to get any kind of little facelift or anything?
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually.
They're ugly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they need a little attention.
Dugouts and, yeah.
There's a field itself, yeah.
So this is Hillcrest Gym in the early stages of the refurbishment. The guys, they're taking it off and they stained the 3-point circle. And then that's basically it, complete with the hawk and, you know.
So we let them keep their IHSA state logo on there. They're the only one that has it because they're the only
I was just about.
they're the only one with a state champion, so we
Oh.
get extra money.
Oh,
The other
okay.
ones were complaining, get a state championship.
Okay.
So this is Oak Forest. This one was a challenge because of the way it's placed on the lot and stuff, but we brought construction access in from Long Avenue. That's very early in the game. This is before they dug out the regular side. You can see the old lights here. There's a,
Remember their tennis courts, what they look like now, because they don't look like that anymore.
right. So once again, stripping out the earth. And more stripping out the earth, and once again placing it where the building's going, because that makes sense, you know. This is our first delivery of turf. Oak Forest got the turf. They were the first one on the agenda for turf. So this is the delivery of the turf on that day. This is what the field looks like prior to the layment. They've staged all their material. This is the brack pad. These are the rolls of turf. I know it's hard to see them, but they have them all staged out, and then they start putting that down, and this is what they call 210 stone, which allows the water to go right through it and into the drainage system. And then this is them rolling out the turf, the sewing crew. You can see the brack pad. They can only put down what they can cover, otherwise the wind will take it, etc. You know.
Wow.
That's their graphic at the 50-yard line.
It's incredible.
And that's basically finished deal.
Oh, no, boy, that Oak Forest, boy. Ah! You know, all of them are good. This is.
They look a lot better in person.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's a panoramic view of the field. All right, this is Oak Forest, the gym.
This is Terry's biggest headache out of all of them.
Because he had to put a new floor in it,
They
right?
did wrong for me. It went wrong right there.
Right.
From abatement to getting the floor down. But we got it. There's their graphics in the middle.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Where am I at now?
I don't know. I'm lost.
What did I do?
Go back.
Sorry, guys.
No, that's fine. All right, Lori.
Itchy trigger finger.
Yeah, apparently.
There we go.
That was it. Okay, now.
So they put just the head on the football field and took the full body in.
Yeah.
I think that looks cool.
The kids got to pick that out, or
They went through a whole rebranding at Oak Forest last year. So that is owned by Oak Forest High School, so nobody could use that logo at all anywhere.
Wow.
So we're going to do the same thing with the other schools, so those are unique just to us. Before, we used to use the Missouri Tiger at Oak Forest.
Okay.
Which could have been a problem if Missouri
Figured it out.
Oh.
What happens when they want to put like that on, like sweatshirts and stuff, like sports stores and stuff that sell that? So they'll have to buy that from us then?
We have the exclusive right to it,
Yeah.
so they don't. That is not out on the web or anything, so I don't know how they would get it, but you know, where before you
Or
could get
copy
it.
as best they could,
Right.
yeah.
So this is Tinley. So this is our access road for construction to get in. This is where the tennis courts used to be. And then there was some here, I believe. So this is where the new field house is going. And this is early stages. You'll notice that the D zone here was just a small patch of asphalt. So now the D zone is a full D zone.
Okay.
That's where they just do their pole vault and things like that.
We have to figure out where to put that garage at Tinley as well, the big old ugly garage.
Right.
We'll try to relocate that out of.
Because it's in the middle of the back.
Yeah. So what they're gonna have a college campus type feel in the back of these new facilities. So that right now is just a big eyesore in the middle of it. So.
Okay.
The price
That one in the
of
back
price
right
of poker goes up whenever you move anything, but I think it's worth it to do it right.
So once again, they're moving the dirt out of the football field.
The tubes in the left.
So no more Lake Tinley?
Pardon?
No more Lake Tinley?
A lesser Lake Tinley.
Yeah, I
Lesser
was going to
Lake
say, I don't know that
Tinley.
it's.
The duration of Lake Tinley should be significantly reduced.
So in the corner, there's a pump. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know if we have an aerial.
There.
Go back one more. So way out here in the corner, there's a old pump for stormwater. The field, when it was designed originally, there's inlets as you come down the middle of the field. That pump out there is really undersized for what we're allowed to disperse. So in down the road, we're gonna fix it and make it work the way it should work. But the last time we had an event, because all the detention is under here, the duration of Lake Tinley was much less because it all filtered under here and then released out later. So instead of it sitting on top, it's all sitting under
So
here.
it'll be a couple of hours as opposed to a couple of days. It's going to pond
Right.
for a little while.
Right.
And that's without doing any work in the corner.
Right.
So what we have done is already improved it, but we can't fill that area because if we did, we'd have to cause more detention area. So it's more about the duration of the water out there now.
And so that duration, that's for the softball field that's right over there and the baseball field that's further back.
That'll
So
go to that.
that's all already
That'll go to
starting
that
to
pump. Right.
have less fill for a shorter period of time, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, the last event we had, I went out there that Monday, and I was with Mike Bong, and we couldn't believe that it was dry.
Did he sell the canoes then? Don't need them
Yeah,
anymore
right.
to get out to the softball field?
I'm not sure how confident he is in this yet, but. So this is excavated for the new tennis courts, because we had to relocate them out of the shadow of the new building. So this is in the early stages of excavating and getting the stone in. And then this is the football field, and they're grading the stone, preparing it for the turf. And then the turf is arrived, so that's your shot pad here, and these are your rolls of carpet. And this is the sewing crew. And that's the guys there. They have a big old sewing machine that runs along and sews the turf together. And then they stretch it out. And then this is most of the field complete. I don't believe they have the rubber down at this stage, but they have the graphics cut in and a lot of hash marks in that. And there's Timmy the Titan.
Bremen went with the only one that went with the B. They didn't go with the Little Joe.
Yeah.
Little Joe scares us.
So then the gymnasium, we refinished the floor in there as well, and they wanted, it was natural, so it pops really well. Once
Yeah, the
again,
picture doesn't show it.
Yeah, you can't see it really well, but the middle also had a problem like Bremen, so that was all remediated.
And they chose not to darken their three-point area. So that's why it looks a little different than the other ones.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And that's it.
And
Now,
that's-
where are the tennis courts going there again now?
At Bremen?
There's a Bremen.
Oh, where's, can you go to the aerial on Tinley, where are the tennis courts going from where they were?
They were 6 across, now they're going to be 4 and 2.
Right, so.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I did it
okay.
again.
So the tennis courts
Yeah, we're right
were
there.
originally here,
Uh-huh,
and then there was some here.
okay. And then
So now they go
they're just all right there.
right down along here. And those are all paved now, so I mean,
Yeah.
we have to.
So that doesn't really impact the soccer practice there or
No,
anything, because
no.
they can use the field now?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, no, not that.
And is that the garage you're talking about, that one right
Right,
there?
This one here.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not sure where we're located, whether we put it here or something, or, we're not sure yet. Waiting on more news from the architects.
What we using it for right now?
That's all the maintenance equipment,
Just equipment.
tractors, and we need it.
Yeah.
It's just, it's pretty old
And it would leave a
Bad
pinch
spot.
point here between the new building and the garage, because this new building, when you come along here with it for the entrance and that, and then the field house is back here. So it becomes very tight here.
For the access to get back to the
for
field and
access,
stuff.
yeah.
What about the garage, the auto mechanic garage?
That's on the building.
That's over there.
Yeah, that's over here.
Yeah, so that's good.
Any questions?
And at the
No.
Webster?
Sure.
Very nice. Awesome. Do you wear a Fitbit every day? What are you getting, like 25,000 steps every day, just about?
Does that impact me much? So one of the other things is, you know, we had a lot of rain and that, but we overcame most of that to get where we are.
Yeah.
Because we got our fields in, the tennis courts.
And it wasn't without problems. There was
Right.
headaches all the way through, but we
Yeah.
managed most of it.
Yeah, so we did really good. The crews that were working for us did a great job.
Yeah.
The architects and the few people involved
Hard to
there
get where we're at.
really good to get 4 fields done. It's significant.
Yes, I mean, to be at this point and school starting, they're ready to go, that's unbelievable.
Right.
Really, it is.
Just outstanding accomplishment.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
happy. Kids will be happy, I hope, and
Then we start
win the
phase.
football.
We start phase 2.
Now, when does that start?
I'm thinking if I feel comfortable presenting the project and the budget, we'll do that in September. So I'm thinking of a committee of the whole meeting so you can get some time to process it before the vote to move forward on that.
Okay.
It's really tough to, you guys say no now. We're in a little deep, but I just want to make sure you understand what phase 2 is going to look like and give us the go-ahead to start putting out bids and doing all that stuff.
And then what's the timeline for those field houses then to be done?
Yeah, Tara.
No, nothing to hold you to, just your,
No,
your
this has
thought
been
process.
this is an
on-
argument
it's
we've
a
had
sore
for about
subject.
9 months now.
Just because as the games are going to be starting and we're all
Yes.
out there, parents
So-
are going to be, asking.
So the architectural people, the better the drawings, the less change orders. Every change order is going to cost you
Sure.
$2,000. And if you go out with bad drawings, you could have who knows how many change orders. So
Right.
they want to be perfect.
Get it right at the drawing board, like they say,
And
yeah.
Terry wants to make sure that we get out to bid early enough where we get the best bid prices. So the earlier you go, typically you'll get better bid prices than if you go late, because people don't have work, so they'll be more aggressive on the first end. So somewhere in the middle is a sweet spot. So we're not going to go forward until you guys have your say in September. Then it's a arm wrestle between Terry and the architects. We'll see. Somewhere in there's a date.
And we're on budget so far?
Depends on what you call a budget.
Well, with the
The
bond
first-
issue and all
the
the
first-
money that was for all of this
Yeah.
phase 1.
Phase 1, we're going to be under.
We're still tabulating it, but
Okay.
we feel that we're going to be under budget.
Okay.
Close to 100,000 under.
Very nice.
What we talked about earlier on phase 2 is going to be significantly different. The money's going to be more in phase 2, but I think we have an answer to how we can absorb that. So that's what we're working on in the next couple of weeks. So I won't give you the details until we get to the committee of the whole.
My chest hurts.
It's
gonna hurt, right?
But I think we're financially in a good position to absorb it and do it the right way, as opposed to having this, God, I wish we would have done, I don't want us to, I want us to do it right, and if it
Coulda,
takes
woulda,
us.
shoulda.
Yeah, so.
What phase is the Bremen cafeteria?
3.5 to 4, we're not sure yet.
Okay.
Depending how the numbers come out in phase 2 and the timing. The 50 we'll go over the 50. We knew we were going to go over the 50.
Mhm.
It's just by how much. Remember, we have that $2 million worth of interest coming in. We were hoping to pay that off in like 3 years, use the interest for the first 3 years, and then use that as revenue. We're not going to be able to do that. It's going to be a little bit longer. But with Senate Bill 1, I don't know if you guys have watched the news, and Browner and Madigan on Senate Bill 1, if Senate Bill 1 goes through, that's going to be about a $3.9 million revenue stream. Rounders will actually be higher, so that'll offset this little blip in the system we're getting now.
And then the classroom expansions will come at the schools once the field houses are done.
And
They
that's
go
all
along
phase
with
2.
it.
And that's all phase
All
2.
phase
So
two.
possibly
So-
by next year's school year then we'll have that
Phase 2 is going to be a year and a half.
year and a half.
Yeah.
So we're 2 years for that classroom space, roughly.
Hopefully we would get it somewhere in, not next school year, but open up in the middle of the school year,
Okay.
as opposed to waiting to the end
Yeah.
of 19.
Very tight at Bremen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's increasing every year.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
So that's kind of what I got.
Okay. Well
That's
done.
enough.
Really, that's an excellent job so
Call
far.
the
I'm very
meeting
impressed.
will close at 8 o'clock.